With March on the horizon, we got an issue with the Xavier Musketeers going on right now. Joining Skinny and I is Adam Baum from the Cincinnati Enquirer, Xavier beat writer. Gentlemen, at one point this was a top 15 team. We thought they could maybe make a run, a couple rounds in the NCAA tournament. As of right now, it looks like they're still in, but boy, things have turned drastically in the Big East with the latest loss to Seton Hall. They've lost 6 of 7.
Yeah, and 8 of 11. 4 in a row.
Keep piling numbers up.
I didn't want to go any further than that, but yeah, go ahead.
I mean, it's it's a late season slide, and this is the worst possible time for it to happen. And I know from a fan perspective, it brings up some unpleasant memories of the last 2 years. You know, last year you lose your last 3 games, including the first round of the Big East tournament. You win one of those 3, you're probably in. The year before that, same scenario. You lose your last 3 games. First round of the Big East tournament, you get bounced. Obviously, the NCAA tournament got canceled, but right now it's just, it feels ominous.
That's a good way to put it, ominous.
Yeah, and listen, the optics yesterday were not good. I mean, you got the crowd, you got the student section chanting, firing Travis Steele, fire Coach Steele. That you got a booing circumstance when Zach Fremantle came back in the game. I don't think they were booing Zach per se, but I think they were booing the decision. And you've got him talking some certain things about toughness and other things. And I went with a friend yesterday and I watched a bunch of sets in a row where I hear you talk about it, and yet I watch guys who don't screen. I watch guys who don't guard. I watch guys who aren't tough and get backed into the paint. You can talk all those things you want, but your guys don't do it, and you keep sending the same guys out there to try to do it.
I did notice this last game, and especially the last couple games, that the rotations have gotten wider. He's emptying the bench more. Saw more of Ben Stanley. You're seeing other guys that maybe didn't get a lot of playing time. Do you think this is just a late season, let's save some legs, or is this searching for answers?
I think he's grasping at straws, to be quite frank.
I think he's searching a little bit. I think part of it is that he's said multiple times that Cesar Edwards, freshman, is their most physical guy, and he has shown some things at times. And the fan base has wanted Cesar to get some more opportunities. I think that plays a role. I also think if you've watched Xavier recently, Jack Nunge has not really looked like the same guy. I think he's looked really tired in a lot of games. And I think a part of that, extending the bench might be, hey, there was a stretch there of 4 or 5 games in a row where Jack was playing 33, 34, 35 minutes a game. This is a guy who did not start full go practice until the end of October, coming off a second serious knee injury. I think they're trying to save his legs a little bit too. But yeah, also you're not playing well. You're not doing a lot of those little things that Skinny mentioned. So it's kind of like, hey, let's get someone else in there and see if someone else will do it.
When you look at this Xavier team, what they hang their hat on is a lot of those playing physical, playing great defense. They're called hell in a cell for a reason. It seems they've lost that identity, and they just haven't. How do you get that back, you think?
That's a great question. The issue for me, the most confusing thing for me to that point is, and Travis actually disagreed with me in the post-game press conference yesterday about this, but I thought on Wednesday at Providence, they played with energy and emotion. And yeah, it probably wasn't perfect. Providence got some open shots, but I thought that they had that edge to them defensively and offensively. And for whatever reason, you turn around, you get on your home floor, you would think with the energy of the crowd behind you, all those things should be there and again in a game that you really need to win, and they weren't there. So how do you get it back? I don't know. Travis said that they're going to go back to day one practice stuff on Monday. I'm going to go watch practice. I'm interested to see what that looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you go back to doing toughness things and you start holding guys accountable, but it feels awful late for some of that stuff. I mean, the bench is a great equalizer for a lot of guys. And if you don't want to go screen and you don't want to block out and you don't want to play tough, then you can sit here by me and I'll let somebody else do it. But if you're not holding that accountability, then guys go, yeah, you know what? You're saying one thing and doing another, and so I've kind of checked out. And it looked like a team yesterday that, especially down the stretch, they checked out.
2 games left in the regular season. Xavier currently in the 8th seed. They would play Butler, which is the 9, and then have to play Providence, from what I was able to gather from doing my research beforehand. Luckily, your last 2 games, one of them is against Georgetown, who doesn't have a Big East win to this point. What do you need to see? Do you win both of them? Win one of the two? Win one? I mean, what is good
I'd
for
like
this
to say,
team?
go to St. John's and play well like you did against Providence and kind of bottle that up, but it doesn't feel like they can carry that over. Now, it is Georgetown, for goodness sakes. Honestly, I would say if you want to think this team's turning the corner, not just being in the NCAA tournament, but maybe getting a decent enough seed and or making a run, you need to win these last two and make a little hay in the Big East tournament. That's not to tell you that's what you have to do to get in, but if you really think this team's going to turn a corner to do something in the postseason, then I need to see them go beat St. John's at St. John's and then beat Georgetown handling and then win a game or two in the Big East tournament. That's what I need to see.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I wrote it in my story today. It's like, if you want to do all the things that you set out to do, if you really want to accomplish your goals, and Travis likes to talk about peaking at the right time and all these different things, like, go beat St. John's. Go beat a team that came into your home on your home floor and ran you off of it a couple weeks ago. And St. John's is a tough matchup for Xavier, but I think if you really still care about the rest of this season, it needs to be evident on Wednesday night at Carnesecca Arena. I can't walk out of that arena wondering about this team's toughness or how badly they want it. That can't be a question after this game like it was walking out of Cintas last night.
Xavier, beginning of the year, we all thought that they were a team that could make a run, maybe win a Big East title, all that. Where's your confidence level at right now as we head into the final week of the regular season?
Be nice to watch them play in Dayton in a playing game and hope it works well for them.
Wow. We're going all the way to the first four. Shots fired by Skinny.
I mean, yeah, it's honestly, it's hard to, because the point that Skinny made that it resonates with me a lot is the fact that from game to game, you just don't know about this team. And I think, if you want to make a run in the Big East tournament, what do you have to do? You have to win 3 or 4 games in a row. Okay? And this is a team
Not at home, on a neutral.
On a neutral floor, yeah. This is a team that from game to game, they have gone from moments of looking really special at times to moments like how they looked at St. John's at home or against Seton Hall yesterday. And to me, until I can see them string some positive performances together, it's hard to believe that they're going to get it going and do anything that we've come to expect over the years from Xavier. But, this certainly wouldn't be the first time that Xavier has sort of backed into the NCAA tournament and then turned around and made us all look like idiots. So the ball is literally in their court. It's up to them.